Good morning, and welcome to my corner of the universe. Um, it's a lovely Saturday here in the little village, and although it's a bank holiday weekend, and we are, of course, expecting rain probably tomorrow, because what bank holiday would be complete without a little rain? I think it's going to be a nice day here. Got a few things I want to do, but I thought while my thoughts are still kind of with my little journey last week, I'd finish it off with the day 2 of the Birmingham workshops. The second day was called Tube Fest, and it was for those people who have channels, and some who make their living by having a channel, some people who are, and it was all a learning process. Again, we were divided into two separate kind of tracks, one called creators and the other one's basically learning about monetizing and how to improve. Anyway, it was two tracks, and I stayed in the creator track. I was quite tired from the day before, but I got there, and it was much more of a dark hall kind of scenario, so not as light and airy as the day before. And I understood how that works, and it was fine, but it was very, very difficult to hear, and it was quite dark in the room. The presenters that I saw on the day, one of which is one of my mentors, Adrian Salbury, he did a really wonderful demonstration about how simple changes into how you view a channel makes a huge difference. And that was, of course, well planned and beautifully done. And he and his son had organized all of that, and it was a really good session. I was sitting next to a lovely man who again is Jeff, who is part of the ECAM fam, who has a little channel as well. He's a lovely person, and it was really nice to meet him. But I did find the second day very challenging in terms of this is the first conference I've attended with a hearing aid, and it was quite difficult to hear, and it was dark, and it was, in some ways, it wasn't what they were presenting, it was just the space, and the light was, it was just hard. It was a difficult day, and in the afternoon I ended up going back up to my room and having a nap because I was just kind of overwhelmed. I went and sat out in front a bit and did a little bit of knitting so that I could just get some light and a bit of air and stuff. And I have to say that the organizers noticed that I was there, and they suggested that they had actually prepared a wellness room upstairs, which I didn't take advantage of because I was actually quite comfortable where I was. But it was nice that, people noticed. But the thing about these kind of workshops, and I'm going to go a couple of minutes over here, and about how the difference between the 2 days felt. Because although day 2 was well organized and some very interesting people to talk to, and some who had quite obviously drunk the Kool-Aid of the whole going viral and chasing likes, and anyway, here's the deal. I used to go to the American Choral Directors Association National Conference, every couple of years. It was national, otherwise it was regional. And I used to go home, used to go to the States for that because I was living here at the time. And the easiest way to say it is that you're going to spend several days with you and your several thousand close friends. Lots of concerts. Concerts were always the best thing about going to those events. But the thing I noticed was, which never affected me because I was living here, not there, is that noticing how the great and good were treated as small gods. And although some of them were extremely nice people, um, a lot of people I saw were vying for the next job or trying to get a publisher interested, and that's always a difficult thing to do. Trust me, I know that one. And it just, although it was interesting, it was big, and it felt very um, impersonal in some ways, in a lot of ways. Whereas, if you attended the similar conference here in the UK, the Association of British Choral Directors, who for many years I was a very active member and committee and tutoring and all that and that sort of thing, is that when the great and good from America would visit the UK, and when the great and good from Britain showed up, they were all very personable. Everybody, there were only a couple of hundred-ish for these conferences, these conventions. It was much more personal. You would have tea or coffee with anybody at the conference, and you never felt like you were overstepping by approaching some of the great and good. You never felt like you were looking for the next job or trying to be seen in that all-encompassing I'm fabulous light. And that's what the Friday at Birmingham felt like to me. It felt a little bit more like the American convention than the Thursday that was just much more comfortable. You have things to learn from both of those scenarios, but I think that if I chose to do that again, I would probably want to go primarily, again, just for something like the Thursday, not the Friday. Still, it was worth it. It was the first time I've been away on my own since 2019 in a new place. And it was worth taking the small risk to do that, except for the bus journey, coach journey. We'll talk about that another day. Anyway, be safe out there. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend, should you be having one. If you're not, pretend like you are. Have a good day.